through this. I yield back.
The balance of time. Gentleman from Texas.
Yesterday marked a dark and painful chapter in American history and for the state of Texas. The people all across this nation were devastated when they heard the news that soldiers and civilians of the United States Army at Fort Hood, Texas, were attacked by the least likely of assailants. It was, in short, an act of treason. I want to first thank my colleague and good friend, Representative John Carter of Texas, who represents Fort Hood in his district, for introducing this legislation to give all members of Congress the opportunity to stand here today in support of the brave men and women at Fort Hood and their families in such a time of trial. Fort Hood lies just north of my district, just north of Austin. It's in central Texas. Many of us all across this nation have constituents who have gone through Fort Hood to train for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. I have had many of my constituents trained at Fort Hood. But yesterday was a dark chapter. And in the aftermath, we learned that 13 of our finest Americans were killed, and several dozen more were wounded. This senseless act of horror betrays our respect and deepest dignity for life. Our deepest thoughts and prayers are with each of the families affected by this great tragedy. During this tragedy, there were reports that many soldiers provided heroic aid to their fellow soldiers who had been wounded. Several of them already wounded themselves. These selfless acts saved the lives of many, and so many in Central Texas have come forward to donate much-needed blood and offer themselves to help in this time of need. This selfless service and determination is a testament to our servicemen and women and stands in bold opposition to the horror of yesterday's events. And today, as Fort Hood observes a day of mourning, we offer our prayers and support in this hallowed chamber in the Congress to all those touched by this tragedy, including our soldiers, civilians, military families, and the Central Texas community. Mr. Hassan, the suspect responsible for these acts of violence, these senseless acts of violence, was reported to have yelled out, Allah Akbar, as he murdered innocents, as he wounded innocents. Translated, that means God is great. To me, that's very disturbing. That is not my God. That is not our God. That is not the God of our fathers and founding fathers who have served in the military. May our God reach out to the families and the victims. May our God provide comfort in this great time of need. May our God hold them in the palm of his hand. And I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Texas reserves the balance of his time.